Welcome back to Superman 64. Now we're doing the fucking warehouse. This level brings me fucking trauma. Anyway, Lois' investigation into Lex Luthor's plans has gone too far, and Lex has sent Metallo to take her out of action. Find Lois before it's too late. This is the level where I got stuck as a kid, and eventually I just rage quit, and I just...
I know your doubt, Jovan, I can agree. Again, this is the kind of story that thinks that, oh, just because Lois is a journalist, she will prioritize creating a report of her situation no matter what happens, even when the situation clearly showcases she should not even bother with it.
To be fair, it's not like that. It's not like they took there have been incarnations of Lois where that is the case, like the 1930s shorts.
No, I'm talking about in this specific case. Again, by all accounts, especially what the prequel comic showcase.
Jova.
Help! Superman! Help!
Showcase that she was just kidnapped and put it here. Instead, they're framing like it's supposed to be the real world, and she's.
Don't try to rescue me before you stop them all! Why, Lois? Why?
Don't ask me.
Rescuing you should be in time of the essence.
My super body, my choice.
Go on, too.
But again, instead the game is framing like it's a real world where where she's conducting investigation over Luthor's, behavior. Again, I get the idea that there's a disconnect between how the game story was supposed to be and is left just this whole virtual world thing, like at the very end, to justify all the horrible graphical problems.
Yeah.
Keep in mind also, this level opens with saying that, oh, this happened because Lois is looking too much into Luthor's endeavors, when even the game already mentioned that Metallo kidnapped her. And remember, she was sent in here. That level description only works if we're in the real world, essentially. But we're not, so... Let me guess, the level description was written before it was decided that this had to be in a cyber zone.
Most likely, that's
probably.
Well.
Okay, so yeah, like that like Lois implied, you have to first kill all the enemies in this room before you can rescue Lois.
Also, getting to listen to that voice script from Lois, I guess that is the voice actress in the series. I don't know, it's just something about how the voices are processed in this game that makes me sort of wonder and potentially doubt if they actually are them, but I guess on a better listen, I guess they are them. Not that they use them efficiently.
Yeah, again, it makes one wonder if they just recycled voice clips from episodes instead of actually having the voice actors, working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the men in dark suits and shadows! Those dastardly dukes!
Indeed.
Oh.
Okay.
I will barrel them down with my fisticuffs. Or heat vision.
Yeah.
That's a fair man.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. Heat vision is one of the if not the most reliable way of... Yeah, for some reason, Superman's heat vision can't go through in those lasers. Those lasers are not actually lasers, they're actually a wall.
Texture.
The game treats those lasers like a wall. You can't even... heat vision through in between the spaces between the lasers. Like, it's... whatever. Okay, is this the bathroom or something? What the hell is this?
So you'd think clearing the enemies out of, the main room would be fine enough, but nope, we gotta go deeper.
There's an enemy.
All these other enemies.
There's an enemy. I couldn't see him before because the game's draw distance is shit.
Also,
I love how...
Now it's gone.
I love how the heat vision leaves a pattern on anything, even the laser wall, which makes no sense.
Yep. Alright, let's go back.
Epic slow motion.
Again, the game's code is so crap that... okay, so here's what happens. In order to free Lois, you have to find the computer. You can't see where the computer is because the game's draw distance makes it nigh impossible to find it. I know where it is.
But I was told it was kryptonite fog, but this doesn't look foggy. It just looks crappy.
Maybe it's what Johnny said in his review from back in the day. It's kryptonite darkness.
Oh, I forgot some Call Me Johnny did a review of this.
I actually wish he would redo that review, because that's when...
Has he gotten around to, well, okay, I know back in the day he did some refreshes of stuff that came from his old Super Gaming Bros channel, but has he done any, refresh looks at game reviews yet?
Yes, at least the Metroid and the early Sonic titles.
Yeah, that too. Okay.
Maybe eventually he'll do one for this.
I'm hoping so, because that would be nice. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so here's the problem. If you try to fly in a confined space, the camera will go apeshit on you, and this happens.
Like you said, it's kind of
Hold on, Theo. So here's what you do. So you're probably wondering, how do I set... Remember, there's no actual control for the camera. The camera is 100% automatic, so you can't adjust it. So how do you adjust the camera to go back to being right behind you? You use heat vision. You have to use heat vision to center the camera, which means if you don't have any heat vision meter left, you're fucked. Start the level again, bitch.
I'm guessing you're using a cheat that keeps the meter up for that.
You're starting to see what I mean, where this is where the game starts to reveal its true colors. Like,
I love how you had it that Superman was literally teabagging the camera.
yes.
You know, lately
music.
Lately, I've been looking at the cancelled PlayStation version of this game.
It looks better than this. It's a shame that one never came to be.
Yeah, because unfortunately, while they were making it, it was practically done. Sony even gave it a product code and everything, but the license ran out and they couldn't get another one. So
I'm surprised it hasn't leaked at this point.
Yes.
it has actually.
I have it.
What happened was
we're gonna take a look at it at the end.
what happened was in late 2020. One of the developers just put it out on his DeviantArt page.
Yeah, and some...
You know, you gotta love when a developer or worker is just so fed up that they go,
Well, recently,
you know what?
Jova, someone from Rare tweeted, but he still has a copy of the prototype of Conquer.
Yep.
And he's still working.
Tim
back
Stamper.
here on
Yeah.
his N64.
Anyway, okay, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to kill everybody around because that will make the latter part of the level a bit easier. Fuck me, this fucking... There you go. There you go, that's it.
How are the bullets even hurting Superman?
Because this game is...
Because
there you go, that's where the computer
rules.
is. Basically, you have to kill enemies until this thing opens. Alright, so now you press the to force field deactivate it. Now let's go talk to Lois to figure out what we have to do next.
Alright, so if I understand correctly, what Luthor did was he digitized Superman into a bout of code, which I guess can be hurt by the code that is
You're up,
the
Jova.
bullets. Thank you, Superman. I found out Lex Luthor is smuggling weapons into Metropolis. What? No, that's not how the story of the game goes. That's not how the story of the comic goes.
Wait, why would you need to smuggle weapons into this metropolis? It's a bloody virtual world.
Go ahead.
They're hidden somewhere in this warehouse. I'll let you know if I learn anything more. No! We came in here to rescue you. We don't need to worry
It's not
about
even a
this.
case. Like, you know what? how
Oh
it
god,
could've
that
been-
soulless stare.
It could have been so easy if they just
Wait,
said,
where'd
but
she
this
go?
is
Go ahead.
not the real Lois, but just a virtual.
That's right, ladies.
Superman, it's a trap.
That's right, ladies and
Why must I
gentlemen.
just stand
We
here in
just-
puddles like this.
We just saved Lois, and she's already gotten kidnapped again. She couldn't even spend 10 seconds finally getting kidnapped. Even Princess Peach has a better track record than this.
Made by people who think that Lois is really, what like
And-
the characterization was just as flat.
And Lois is gone again. What?
I don't understand. Anyway, fortunately, it only spawns those 5 enemies now. So now I can. Now, you have to save Lois in order for this key thing to appear.
Oh,
Pick it up.
of course, the
Access
thing-
card to the RFA. Yeah, that's another thing about this game. You have to do things in the order that the developers intended, because the things will not spawn unless you've done it in the specific sequence order that the developers intended. Meaning, if you explore the area and find nothing, don't assume that there's definitely nothing there, because practically every time you do anything, you accomplish anything in this game, for all you know, maybe something will spawn in that area that didn't previously have anything. Again, the game is so unintuitive to play.
Quickly, we must deal with whatever it is Luthor's smuggling into the digital data world.
Superman, I thought you were supposed to have heat vision. How come you're not seeing any of it?
You mean X-ray vision? That's the thing, Dwibs.
Yeah,
This game,
Maybe
that's the
Luthor
thing,
programmed
Dwibs.
the game so
That's
that
the thing,
he can
Dwibs.
use it regularly.
That's the thing, Dwibs. This game has X-ray vision as one of Superman's abilities. The problem is, because the game wasn't finished, they forgot to actually code it in. There's a meter for it. You can fill it with a token, but if you actually use the power, it does nothing.
Apparently there is a reason, but as you said, Pedro, it doesn't seem particularly useful.
Though I guess the way that we deem it is Luthor has programmed the game so that Superman can barely ever use.
You'd think the X-ray vision would allow me to see through walls, but that's not what it does, so what good is it?
Identifying better the enemies, you know.
You are trapped, Superman. Okay, so now you have to take care of the krypton. Once again, we have kryptonite, and Metallo is on that other side of the glass doing it. Now you have to press 3 computers. Of course, you can't really see where the computers are unless you know exactly, because once again, the game's draw distance is terrible. There you go, those 3 computers.
I'm guessing your infinite health sheet probably helps with stages like this.
Yes, it does. Like test room open. Trust me, if you try to complete this game thoroughly, it's an exercise in insanity. Trust me. Like
who's that behind there?
It's Metallo. Anyway.
He's the one here.
All right, so now let's go in and try to defeat Metallo.
How did? Okay. Yeah, at least around this.
So random mirror for no reason. And before you ask, no, this mirror doesn't come into play into anything, so I have no idea why there's a mirror there specifically.
It's there to look fancy, I guess. Where are you?
Okay, I just need to get this out.
He's just standing there.
Go on, freer. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, but we only got like 15 seconds.
So you have 15 seconds to activate all of these computers. Kryptonite deactivated. Alright, now the next one. Area 1 access opened.
4, 3, 2.
Force field deactivated.
And Lex switch.
Boom.
Oh.
basically do this. If you let the timer run out, what actually happens is the computers explode and you'll fail the mission. But since I managed to press all 3 of them in time, it's okay.
So is that what Metallo?
Alright.
Oh, and there's Lois' spine.
Go ahead, Jova. So what now, Lois?
Luthor has created an assembly line to build Lexoskel's 5000s. It's controlled by a computer somewhere nearby. I'm going to investigate for it. Oh no! They're back! Me.
You barely even took a step! You haven't even taken a step!
Oh my god.
There she goes off. Wait.
And you
There
went
she
into the
goes.
wall.
There she goes.
Goes again.
This game makes no sense. I just...
Anyway, as I was gonna say, considering, remember, when it comes to these games, well, any game really, the console maker has to give it a seal of approval before you can put it on the system. How the fuck did Nintendo think this was okay?
Because
Dwebs,
Dwebs, allow me to remind you.
Ever since the NES.
Yeah, Dwebs, allow me to remind you that the Nintendo allowed a lot of the games that James Rolfe has reviewed over the years on the NES, like Rambo and other
That
broken
awful
games.
Red Riding Hood game.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So that's
Yeah.
so the whole Nintendo seal of quality thing has always been a bunch of crap. To be honest with you.
I think at this point, I think the thing is those stickers, Nintendo Seal of Quality and the PlayStation and Xbox equivalents, are basically just code for this game will run on the system.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, those are not even a guarantee to begin with, Libs, at least on a 100% capacity, because remember, a lot of what Phoenix games did for the PS2 did not run that well.
Where did you come from?
They did run.
Where did that missile come from?
Dark Shadow, I guess. Oh wait, no, I guess that robot.
So the robot.
Wait, no.
And yeah, the Lexos Kill
Battle
5000s. That's a reference to the first episode of the Superman miniseries. For those who
Which
don't
also
know.
was present in the prequel comics, so that tracks out a bit, I guess.
Indeed. Okay, so now that I pressed all 3 of those computers, the laser bits that were here earlier, now they're not here. So let's explore and see what we can find.
If only
know-
Lex had a Tandy computer, that one probably would be better for him.
All right,
I want
Jova.
us to wonder, why is this stuff even happening in this data world? If anything, look, shouldn't you be taking advantage of the fact that Superman is trapped
Yes.
in a cyber world to be
Also-
doing your deeds?
Well, Jova,
in
that's
the real
what.
world?
Well, Jova, that's what the comic implied was going to be the thing, but I guess nobody consulted with.
Also, for some paradoxical thought, if a computer is used in this virtual world, what's that, inside of that computer, counted as?
I
Oh,
guess.
oh. Speaking of
that
computer,
programming.
Speaking of computer, Teo, that computer did not activate when I pressed it. You know why? Because the game expects me to do something before I activate the computer. Here's the problem, Teo. Not every computer in this game can be activated. Only the select few that the game expects you to. So,
Check.
which means, Teo, that from a newcomer's perspective, now I have legitimate reasons to believe that that's what happens to be one of the computers that are not meant to be used. Meaning, that can throw me completely off in terms of completing this level. You start to see what I mean about these levels being worse than the ring levels. At least the ring levels are straightforward. You know what you're supposed to be doing. These levels, on the other hand, are so terribly designed and so counterintuitive in how they're done that it's literally you can literally play these levels for hours without realizing what you're doing wrong because the game doesn't convey a goddamn thing to you.
The only way it could be worse is if every mission in this warehouse was time limited.
I mean, at least the ring levels are fucking straightforward. I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
At this point, Joe, I'm starting to believe that the reason why some of the missions are not, having a time limit is because developers genuinely forgot to put one.
Yeah, that's because again, remember, this is the last level I played as a kid. I rage quit here because I couldn't figure out what the hell was I supposed to be doing because once again, Lois's instructions are very unclear and super vague.
Super big.
So basically, I'm trying to simulate the newcomer experience in this level. So to give you guys a basic idea of what it's like to try to play this level for the first time with no guide to help you.
So, Teo, in universe, would this be one of the most highly advanced virtual simulators ever, considering how Looper is apparently
Hold on,
programmed
Jova.
a world that
You're
is-
supposed to actually press this thing. So yeah, obviously, right?
Okay, that help screen of Lois, that does sound somewhat like Donna Delaney.
There you go. Now, okay, if I remember correctly, now you can go back to that other computer and press it. I have no idea why the hell that computer can only work if the other computer has been pressed before, but...
Because Lex Luthor is that evil.
Ugh, Jesus.
Of course.
Alright, now this
Evil, he
there you go,
doesn't
see?
wash his
Yeah.
hands.
Alright, let's move on. Again, I'm not gonna fly because, like I said, starting a flight in a tight space is dangerous. You makes the camera go apeshit. Okay, now this computer will work. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Like,
But yeah, no, I have to wonder. But yeah, no, I have to wonder too. Like, Luthor has made a virtual reality that has pretty much everything that works supposedly exactly the way it does in the real world. Like, by in-universe standards, this should be an incredible program that he has
And
developed.
again, I'm more into the paradox. If you're using a computer in this virtual world, where does illusion ends and where does reality starts?
That's a good question. Like,
that's a good
you
question,
believe
Teo. Allow the game to never to
The game
do...
is more focused on Superman awkwardly trying to punch things and fly forward.
Exactly. Not to... exactly. Like...
What is this game?
This game is one of the legendary bombs for a reason. Like, this game belongs... Okay, the only reason Big Rigs is worse than this game... and here, ladies and gentlemen, is the main room of trauma for me. Okay, Jova. You know how you have noted very well that, things explode when you pick them up for too long.
Oh no, you have to pick something up for this, don't you?
For whatever reason, in order to solve this puzzle, you have to put all these boxes in these bits. That thought never occurred to me before I checked online because, the game up until this point taught me that picking up things for more than a second makes them explode. So obviously, I didn't think that would be the case. But for whatever reason, these boxes don't explode. Like...
Luthor had a real... Luthor had a really weird sense of consistency with the game design.
It's like the Legend once said in his review. These levels are based purely and exclusively on trial and error. There's no actual way for you to figure this out on your own. And that's why these levels are so terrible, because you can literally spend days trying to find out what weird, obtuse moon logic the game expects you to use. But go on.
So Pedro, you mentioned you mentioned something about Big Rigs being worse than this
Oh,
for a reason?
hold on. I'll mention that later because
Hopefully
now
Lois will save-
we
may
get
this-
to the
this
worst
save
part
his
of the
life.
level.
Lois?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Superman. We can leave this dreadful place now.
Oh, thank God. Jesus. Okay.
You can't, can you?
You can, but you have to escort her.
Oh no!
And of course, and guess what? Lois is running right now. However, when she gets to this corridor, she stops running and starts walking goddamn slow for some reason. Hold on.
Oh, it's the true modern game simulator.
That's
Lois, why did you slow down?
I
We need
think
some exposition about the local place.
my
Okay.
guess is that the game assumes that you haven't taken care of all the
Okay.
enemies, so it wants to make it fair by having her just walk so that she won't run into enemy gunfire.
Okay, so at this point, this is past my original childhood playthrough. This part is also incredibly infamous because it's not okay. You have to kill all the enemies to make sure Lois doesn't get killed. Problem is, if you try to scout ahead and kill enemies while she takes her sweet time getting through, you can't, because if you get away from her too far, she will get kidnapped and you have to save her in 10 seconds. Otherwise, you'll lose. So you have to stay close to Lois. And yeah, if you stay on Lois's way, she'll stop.
Or my way, sir.
Yeah, you have to try your best to make sure these guys don't kill Lois, because I think she can take like 2 bullets, but by the 3rd bullet she gets killed. I think it's like that, but I never actually tested it all the way because I don't want to.
And we still haven't trained her to be bulletproof.
Oh, actually, Joba, you can make her bulletproof. Wait till I tell you how you make her bulletproof.
Give her a suit of armor.
No.
Use
you,
the trees spread to color very nice.
I got it. You can somehow...
Well, you already saw it, so of course you're cheating there too. Go on, Dubs.
Actually, no.
Oh, you didn't see that Roger
It's been a
one's
very
review?
long time.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
Okay, so
But
now
I
at this...
just guessed.
Okay, so, yeah, in order for the enemies not to shoot her, you have to freeze her into a block of ice so that the bullets won't hit her.
Okay, we'll
As you
speak
can
in a different way.
probably guess, most people don't think of doing this because, like, I think the original one put it best. Call me crazy, freezing Lois into a block of ice didn't exactly sound like a good idea!
She'll live.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is he alive in that thing? Okay, but I can guess. I can actually hazard a guess as to where.
Fuck.
I'll help her being attacked.
I do like how she says it was cold but thanks. So the game actually does expect you to do.
Seriously, how hot is in this warehouse? The ice melt pretty fucking quick, didn't it?
And again, the fact that the game gave a quote for her where she says it was cold but thanks means that the game actually does expect you
Fuck.
to do that kind of
That's
stuff.
wins. Anyway, yeah, to try and alleviate the tension here. I think I can guess the reason. Actually, it's because at least you're trying to do stuff in this game, whereas Big Rigs there's no racing or anything
Well,
like that.
like Johnny said in his review with Elliot, like there's no game in there. You're literally accomplishing nothing. Like
Yeah, and even with the patchworking, it's not even a race because they just stop before they cross the line.
exactly, there's no actual game there. So but that's literally the only reason. Aside from that, this is probably the number 2 in the worst game list because trust me. When you play this thing, trust me, it's one thing to watch a review or a playthrough on YouTube. It's another thing to actually play it. This game is this game is not as bad as the legends say. It's worse.
Let me put it like this. Tank controls are already something that I can consider to be kind of a bit of a problem. Don't get me wrong. If you work your game around them,
Fuck bloody hell.
if you work your way around tank controls, that's fine. But that's the thing. Tank controls are one thing, but tank controls on a game as terrible as this?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I couldn't put that Lois earlier, because the controls screwed me over. Every time I see somebody on YouTube or whatever trying to do the whole, is Superman 64 really that bad, or is it as bad as legends say? My answer is always, no, it's worse actually. Like,
I have to be honest, though, to be fair, I haven't seen many people trying to reevaluate these.
oh no.
That's because
I don't mean
wants to come back to this game.
I don't mean it like that too. I mean like they do one of those. Okay, let's try it to see if it really is that bad. In that, I mean in that.
Sometimes there is some just fun in trying to, feel the beating on your skin.
Oh no, I know that. I'm aware of that. I'm just making an answer of, oh, you want to know the answer to that question? I'll tell you. No, it's worse. There you go. There's your answer. Because trust me, it is.
One thing baffles me. Why tank controls? By the time of the N64, we were moving on to games that, were 3D and didn't rely on tank controls.
Just as many still relied on them and managed to make them work like Resident Evil, and that one was supposed to be originally on the N64.
True, yeah. Resident Evil did work with the tank controls.
Again, the game doesn't even convey to you that you can freeze Lois. Like, how you were supposed to figure that out?
And to be honest, Pedro, the reason why Wildly Gas is that I was trying to think like if this was a Silver Age story.
I get that. That's cool too. But see, my thought process too was the same as Dark Lord Jedi 1. If I freeze her into a block of ice, she'll die from pneumonia. Like.
It's more of a case of, again, if you're supposed to ideally solve a situation with either the tools in the room or the one that you have at disposal, again, when you eliminate the impossible,
I guess, but I just wish the game was more intuitive in how it works, Anyway.
I guess, if I recall correctly, freezing Lois and...
Okay, so let me explain this.
The best ways to win the game.
Yeah, let me explain this.
I thought that was a requirement.
Let me explain this. The way you're supposed to beat this thing is by constantly going back and using more freeze breath to keep the ice from melting. And this creates a whole other problem. Remember, the freeze breath is on a meter, meaning if you're out of tokens to collect for the freeze breath, you're fucked. You cannot complete this level.
Well, I guess if you're a great enough player, you can be fast enough and agile enough to take
and you also and you also have to kill the Lexo skill so that it doesn't kill Lois.
And it's doing a weird
in the
dance.
crotch.
There you go.
It's doing a weird dance.
Again, maybe because he's burning his crotch there.
Yes.
Ow.
Dr. Roger the one also did this in his review where he was using the heat vision to hit Parasite on the crotch. Okay, are you done,
Hey,
Lois? Also, hey, Lois. You know that running animation you had a while ago? Why don't you use that?
Again, my guess to play devil's advocate is that they give her the walking animations in these scenes to give you more time to clear out enemies because, Lois is just suicidal enough to literally walk into damage in this game.
And people complain about Ashley in Resident Evil 4. Clearly those people haven't played this level. Fuck! I was trying to kill the enemy!
Okay, I'm sorry, but Pedro, you knew full well Lois is going to go into your line of sight and get you fired anyway.
Well, excuse me, see, the thing is, if I didn't quickly kill an enemy, that enemy would have killed Lois instead. Like,
I mean, you demonstrated before that she stops if you stand in front of her.
So I guess the idea would be to block her.
Yeah, and then...
I guess, but it's not really, trust me, Tim, it's not a particularly reliable method, I can assure you that. Because remember,
that's for sure.
No, that's the thing, Tim. In order for her to stop, for you to block her, you also have to stay stopped yourself. So either have Lois killed or just stop playing altogether. Obviously.
Does using the...
Oh, now you start to run, you stupid bitch! Like,
does using the eye laser count as being in movement?
Oh my god! She actually was running right into enemy danger. You're supposed to walk when the enemy danger is close.
This is not even 90s Lois, this is 1930 Lois.
There you go. What I mean is that does using the eyesight power count as being in movement?
It does, Tail, but remember, you have to constantly go back and freeze her more, and remember, the ice breath is limited, so when you're playing without cheats, it's not a reliable method.
Okay.
Hey, Metallo.
Help!
Help! I'm being attacked!
And...
I hate you!
It was cold, but thank you, Superman.
Wait, why is the...
Oh, and that guy is just walking away. What?
I hate this game. I just...
I think the funniest death might just be the Superman killing Lois.
Yeah, suddenly the ring levels don't seem so bad, do they?
I mean, they're still bad, but it's
at least there's not a time limit in this.
So
Tail, that's what the levels after this one are for.
Hooray.
You know, I get it now. The rings are meant to be what scare people away from truly losing their sanity.
Trust me, everybody. Those of you who gave... Yeah, let's speed this up. Trust me, everybody. Those of you who gave up halfway through the first level, like James wrote in his original review, trust me, you did the right decision. Bloody hell.
Lois, why do you keep running into the bullets?
Because this is clearly 1930s Lois. This is... I refuse to believe this is... Yeah, lead detected. That doesn't actually matter.
You to actually use the X-ray vision because I guess you're supposed to check what boxes can hurt Metallo.
Yeah.
Remind me.
That's the thing too. Yeah, you're supposed to throw boxes of lead at Metallo so you can kill him. However, like,
Remind me. Can't you like push Lois while she's in a block?
No, you can push her, but the problem is, Joe, the collision detection sucks shit, so it becomes a very unreliable. Again, it boils down to how badly to control and to just do anything things are in this game. Okay, are we done here, game?
Oh. Well.
Game. I defeated Metallo and I saved Lois. The level should be over now.
Are you sure you defeated Metallo? Maybe he just went over the...
What's wrong, Superman? Are you okay?
No, Lois, I am not okay. I am not. Oh, there he is. I couldn't see him because the fucking draw distance.
How did Superman hit Lois and Lois's brain?
Okay, and now I win. Fucking hell, that level was painful.
So basically, if you attack a friend, they'll go, "What's wrong, Superman? Are you okay?" It's almost like Superman's going insane because of this game.
Oh,
I mean,
can you imagine?
I would if I were playing it.
Jesus fucking Christ, this level. No wonder
Pedro, younger you has been avenged.
Remember, in his review, Dark Roger the One, after finishing this level, actually went on a rant about how much he didn't want to play this anymore, so he started to play the multiplayer mode just to take a break from the campaign, and I don't blame him because this level...
the multiplayer mode.
So yeah, you see, I warned you guys. This is where the game starts to reveal its true colors. Trust me, everybody. Everything that you've seen before this was just an appetizer. This is where the true Superman 64 experience begins.
Yum yum. What a
now, don't tell me. I know this one. The next level is a ring level. Let's see.
My birthday.
See you for the next part, everybody.